Hello strategy gaming enthusiasts, my name is alzaboHD, and in today's challenge video, we're going against Cthulhu in an attempt to survive Lovecraftian horror as a Neolithic nation. This is The Tribe Must Survive, an upcoming strategic survival game that tasks you to rebuild civilization in a Stone Age society, but there's a catch. If you run out of wood and your flames expire, your tribe is toast, and if you don't dance properly, swarms of locusts will probably eat your food and yeet your life. Today we'll be playing an early pre-release build provided by Starbreeze Entertainment, who have sponsored this video. Be sure to go and check out the free-to-play demo during Steam Next Fest from today to the 12th of February. And if you like what you see, you can support alzaboHD by wishlisting this game before its release on the 22nd of February. We start our campaign in Neanderthal mode as a group of survivors fleeing the darkness, and as this is a roguelike strategy game, we can't turn back time or save scum, so let's get started. The tribal tutorial has us place our stockpile to the south, lumber camps for producing wood to the west, and we'll plop down a granary for anything edible. We'll need wood to top out the buildings needed to finish the tutorial, and luckily our campfire is bright enough to afford us the safety needed to log lumber at 1 in the morning. But the night is dark and full of terrors, and for every hour that our light illuminates the night, we burn through our arboreal savings. Now normally at night, if we run out of light, we're dead, but dawn brings in light at 5 AM, which has saved our barefoot brethren from certain death. Every tribesman, tribeswoman, and feral child is assigned a building with which to work, and we'll convert our unemployed troglodytes to the task of hunting elk and logging lumber. In keeping with human tradition, we'll rip the flesh off of the trees and convert them into tribal teepees, 2 tents to house 12 future tenants. The tutorial is over, and day becomes night, so let's blow the horn and bring our boys back to the yard. Our small amount of camp light allows us to work through the night, but just as before, our wood stockpile vanishes upon the precipice of dawn. With eldritch elk nuggets flowing into base camp, a Neolithic homeless man has caught the scent, and soon we have our first immigrant. Now, I don't speak the Finnish language, but this is definitely a hunter, so we'll give him his haul, and with finally enough resources, our polity could sleep easy without existential dread. Back at camp, there's another new kid in town, and it's time to send him to the School of Hard Rocks. Children yearn for the mines, and we'll make this dream a reality by constructing a stone center for the greater good. Never take a Minecraft kid for granted, and with stone at home, we can expand our survival radius by constructing beacons that push back the night. Our 11th citizen is to be a Tengri shaman, so we'll build a spirit lodge and light a second sacred flame. We're safe as long as we stay within the yellow radius, but the more light we provide, the more lumber we'll need to feed the fire. It's already been a week, and our tribe is largely loyal, yet deathly afraid, so you can dance if you want to, you can leave your fears behind. History started with the rise of farming, and we'll need crop fields to feed our growing population. But if we want to expand our Neolithic nation, we'll first need exploration stations. These dudes will travel across the land, searching far and wide, with each unlocked tile providing us space to spread out that base. In 5 days, the world will descend into darkness under the eclipse, and we need to prepare for the long dark. We'll start with the safety dance, and I think something is possessing our people, but so far nobody's died. With 50 influence saved, our tribe can build tolerance to their fear, and the last horn of day signals the start of the long dark. The blood moon has risen, and the eldritch eclipse is finally here, giving our tribe increased fear, a permanent shadow that blocks out the sun, and a near-guaranteed chance of dying in the shadows. We have enough wood to burn our pyres brighter, but our people are so scared they are acting weird and sleepwalking into imminent doom. This is no time for exploration, so we'll reassign our occupations to prioritize the lumber needed to stave off the eternal night. According to the Big 5 personality test, those that score low in agreeableness tend to make more money, and in this game, have glowing red eyes and the desire to shadow side via Cthulhu. Despite the danger, these weirdos have returned alive, missing only their sanity, and with 20% of our tribe suffering a mental break and wood supplies rapidly dwindling, fear and stress were the only resources with which we were provisioned. Group psychosis led to mob mentality, and to stave off human sacrifice, 50 vegetables were offered to the violent vegetarian that dwelled within the woods. Of course, this did not stop the moon from moving away from the sun, so 75 elk nuggets would have to suffice. In an effort to save our red-eyed idiots from the consequences of their actions, the tribe elected to expend precious stone supplies to create beacons for their protection, but wood was running low. If our fires fail, everyone dies, but by night 3, the creepy crisis was over without us losing a single life. A feeling of progress had emerged within our tribe, and by day 20, we had progressed to the second act, allowing us access to technology and a variety of modifiers moving forward. It's time to praise the sun, as vitamin D deficiency is history, but humans have needs, and no need is greater than the urge to drop the beat on the dance floor. We dance not out of desire, but out of the necessity to preserve our communal sense of sanity, and after the party, every member is ready to rock out and pass out to sleep. Let there be light as we break out the beacons, and our tribe's rapidly increasing population means that our unemployed masses will be voluntold into sawing logs. Never before has the alzaboHD tribe held such a surplus of wood, stone, and tendies, and even at night, the lights of our fire reach far into the outer periphery, directly allowing us to work both day and night. This time of abundance affords us the resources needed to expand our farms and fields, and outside of a solitary hunger strike that ended in starvation, our Neolithic nation pressed forward with nightly Zumba sessions. By the dawn of the 26th day, a new resource had been uncovered, and our tribe can now benefit from licking toads, also known as green medicine. Talk to your witch doctor if licking toads is right for you, as side effects may include ethereal dream visitation and internal panic prevention. We'd divvy this dank out equally between licking green every day and storing some for when we pray, and we now have enough influence to invest in increasing our state's stability. When entering into a psychosis break, be sure to eat some meat, otherwise you'll end up like Krolop Yupe, who starved while in a state of shock. Our reliance on field farming and a poor harvest meant that food was running out, but at least rain was on the horizon. To the east, our farmlands were expanded and intensively exploited, while to our north, the deforested plains could now be claimed for agriculture. Cthulhu relak wak. It's raining, and that can only mean floods are on the horizon, and I've played enough Pokemon to know that water beats fire. We have almost no food, no stone, and no trippy frogs with which to get stoned, but the Lovecraftian levee has broken, and Mother Nature weeps not for her abandoned children. This second cataclysmic disaster is far worse than Eternal Night, as now we'll not only have to fight against rising water levels, but also all of our torches will effectively be worthless, flooded buildings will be inoperable, and our people have no idea how to swim. The Hydro homies dropped a liquid load over our only stone mine and both of our hunters' halls, but at least we can call on our people to stay out of the water. With stone production effectively halted, we can't afford Dutch technology, but by recycling flooded buildings, we can create farms upstream that will serve as our dietary lifeline. It is said that no man is an island, but on this land, which has become an island, British weather has resulted in mass psychosis, despite our best efforts in keeping dry. It's far too expensive and impractical to keep our one-tile light beacons alight at night, so work must be carried out only at day. But the water is rising and our eastern farms are submerged. It's time to whip out the toad slime to increase our productivity and recycle any buildings taken by the water. Resources are low, yet everyone is still alive, but by day 27 there was nothing left to eat, and the worsening flood now meant that 4 of our people were stranded south of Shit Creek without a paddle or a lighter. To make matters worse, La Kriegagig overdosed on toad slime, but that was just an accident, and less mouths to feed is great as we have nothing left to eat for anyone anyways. Our tribe was starving to death, and those stranded to the south were snatched away, leaving us now with no wood, no stone, and half of our tribe paralyzed in fear. We'll have to recycle the buildings of our fallen brethren to keep the fires of the central pyre alive, but thankfully the clouds are parting and the crisis is almost over. Despite losing 6 hominids and having absolutely no food or resources, we had somehow survived the wrath of Poseidon as the last of the waters had disappeared. Act 3 has now emerged with short tempers and distrust, but our tribe was becoming more social, and a sense of purpose outside of survival had united those of us still alive. We have a fresh start on life and can now use our farms and moldy mines. About time too, as the younglings yearned to return to rock and stone. That said, a staggering 33% of our tribe are catatonic, which has created a labor shortage and timber trouble. The logging camps without employees were axed to move further and further away from the safety of the central fire, while those channeling Cthulhu died of starvation. We'll need to make sacrifices in order to afford the brighter fire needed to restore sanity to our state, as half of our tribe are too afraid to sleep, too afraid to eat, and most importantly, too afraid to dance to the beat. With 100 influence, we can invest in the stability needed to bring our workers back to the office, but unfortunately our stone camp bugged out and sent our child workers back home to lollygag without purpose. With our only stone production facility offline, we need to find an alternative, and fortunately for us, a visiting stranger with a mortal wound shared her secrets about building tools on her death shed. These advanced tools will allow us to scrap more stones from unused beacons, and after 44 days, the alzaboHD tribe finally has the tinker table needed to research primitive technologies. Stories of death and despair lingered in the air, and the fear factor was rising, so the only solution was to get our people stoned. But without stones, we need to break more beacons to afford to light up the medicinal frog factory. Dancing with Dank will continue until morale improves, and by sheer coincidence, a torch to our north has revealed a pile of stones, with which we can finally use for stone resources. Back at base, Jorgon Palderson ordered our tribe to clean their tents, while Elog Muckrat's research allowed us to unlock the technology needed to send more of our children to the mines. Whatever this is, looks like a certified bad time, and with such a high population and precarious food situation, our nation was about to face a certain famine. To protect our world from devastation and unite all people within Froglick Nation, we'll need food, and fast, but our reliance on farming grain may soon lead to a DPRK diet. Winged winter is coming, and on the 54th day, waves upon waves of locust pests brought plague and pestilence to our tribal polity. Camus knew of the danger of this pest, but we didn't listen, and our investment in agriculture was a massive mistake, as all of our crops were now consumed by chittering cicadas, and neither trees nor crops would now grow. We never took a slab to suffer this curse, and 100% of our 111 tendies would be imminently taken by the Grasshopper Nation. Our only solution would be to change our vegetarian tribe into a carnivore clan of elk meat eaters. The only good bug is a dead bug, and everyone is doing their part, as all tribal wood would be converted into hunters' halls, which meant more hunters to hunt. But the stale scent of dissent was in the air as Ruzeki defected to the locust hive. Late-night larval fighting had also left us far from the light, and the Rahul was wrangled into the darkness. We have lost 2 tribespeople in under 2 hours, but through their sacrifice, only 60% of our elk nuggets would spoil from the swarm. But another storm of a different sort was brewing, and if we are to avoid mutiny, we're gonna need to learn how to party with bug kind. The alzaboHD army tried to pay no mind to the locusts bumming their tendies, but with half of our polity engaged in hunting down deer, there was enough for every man, woman, and arthropod. These ravenous guests required flesh offerings day and night, but even at the brink of starvation, our tribal nation rebounded. While humankind and bugmanity might have coexisted peacefully, they had altered the deal to stealing 150% of all meals, and it was time to put bugs back on the menu. This insecticide would not be televised, and no man would be left behind except for locust lovers, and by day 59, the last wave had nearly waned while our wood and food production weathered the storm. There is hope for a better tomorrow, but not for our farmland, which had all but been destroyed. The 60th day also marks the end of this prototype version of The Tribe Must Survive, but the upcoming launch of Act 4 and beyond will feature new disasters and horrors, both natural and supernatural. Through the fire and the flames of darkness, our tribe had survived all 60 days, and of a population of 51 troglodytes, we had finished our campaign with 36 people, giving an average alzabo associate about a 70.5% chance of survival. And if you've seen my other videos, this outcome is far more positive than the bleak dystopias I'm prone to produce. But perhaps you can survive longer than alzaboHD, in which case you should do your part and make the smart decision to check out The Tribe Must Survive on Steam and play the free-to-play demo available today. Support alzaboHD by wishlisting the game on Steam before its release into early access on February 22nd, and this video was sponsored by Starbreeze Publishing. You too can be a part of the Alzabro tribe by lighting up the like button, subscribing with horn enabled, and dropping a cave painting of the content you'd like to see in the future. If you have the wood to spare, consider becoming a YouTube channel member or Patreon subscriber to become a direct part of Alzabo history by appearing in the credits chiseled at the end of each video.